Welcome into Steelers Latest, your daily spot for all news and information related to your Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's get hopping right into this thing. This is going to be a draft heavy episode today as the draft fastly approaches us here. I think just a week away now. Uh, so, what are the biggest draft needs for the Steelers entering the NFL draft in this upcoming week? So the clearest hole, easy. Everyone knows it. Everyone out there knows what the Steelers need the most. Quarterback, still no one but Mason Rudolph right now in the quarterback room. We do have Skylar Thompson, of course, but Mason Rudolph right now is the guy going forward. That's not going to get the job done next season. So that is our biggest hole entering the draft and for the rest of the offseason, it feels like. The other two holes, more obscure. If you're not a fan of the team, you might not think this, but if you're a fan of the team, you know these are holes. Running back, we lost Najee Harris to free agency. Jalen Warren, I don't believe is starting caliber. He's had a fumble issue getting RB2 reps. Don't think that's going to change when he becomes running back one. Right now, he's slated to be our running back one next year. Don't think that's really going to pan out. I do like him. Sorry about that. I do like him at running back two. I think he's a nice, shifty guy out of the backfield on those receiving downs, but I'd like to see us get a power back. And our final need I will be addressing today is our defensive line. Our run defense really fell off at the end of last year, it felt like. In the postseason against the Ravens, they put up over 300 rush yards against us and dominated us in that postseason game, even though it's hard to say that, but the Ravens did dominate us on the ground in that postseason game. Also, Cam Hayward could be retiring here soon. We could be losing TJ Watt to either trade or free agency next year. So it's good to look to the future on who could be the next guy up on the defensive line. And maybe in this draft, we'll find a nice prospect to fill in those holes. But let's talk about the quarterback room first. Who are some quarterback prospects? Who could be the future of the franchise for the Steelers? I got 5 people written down. I'm gonna try to speed run this so we hit them all. Shadur Sanders, he has to slide. He's first round projected. He's top 10 kind of projected, 10-ish to 20-ish. I've seen him projected to go to the Steelers a couple times, but mostly in most mock drafts, I'm seeing him in that either to the Giants or the Saints, taking him at 9 right now. And I've also heard Jackson Dart to go 9 instead of Shadur to the Saints, depending on who they're feeling more. But once again, Shadur had a great visit with us. He said he loves Mike Tomlin. 10 out of 10 visit with the Steelers. I think he's my favorite choice right now in the first round. If we were to draft today and we could land him, I'd be really happy about Dennis Shadur. He's got to slide past the Giants, Raiders, and Saints. So this is really dependent on other teams' choices during the draft. So might not happen, but once again, he seems like he wants to be a Steeler after talking about his visit with Tomlin and all. I'm feeling very hopeful that Shadur might slide to us, but we got to be hopeful. If we're not hopeful, it's not going to happen. So everyone say their prayers, take their vitamins, and pray for Shadur to slide 221. But if he doesn't, Jackson Dart, a lot of rumors around Dart being a Steeler next year. He's been the main quarterback thrown around in the first round with the Steelers taking him. Uh, he's honestly, he had elite production in college. I still don't know about the arm strength downfield. I know he did well in the combine and the pro day throwing deep balls, but once again, those are scenarios where it's set up for you to do well. So I don't put too much weight on that unless they have a poor performance. I know that seems a little unfair, but that's how you have to grade these things, I feel like. Uh, he does come from a play action system. I think Arthur Smith likes that a lot. That's how Arthur Smith wants to run his offense. So I could see that fit happening. But once again, scared this could be Kenny Pickett 2.0. Some later round guys, though, I would be interested in. Not really this first one, but he has visited with the Steelers. Tyler So, 25 years old. That's an old man coming out of college right there. I don't know if I want my guy already halfway done his career entering the NFL. I know I'm kind of over exaggerating there, but he is an older guy. He's been to three different colleges in his college career. He has a strong arm strength. He's a late second to third round prospect, but this is someone I'd personally skip out on. I'm not really the biggest fan of so. He played at Louisville his last year. Not really the best program, but who knows? Tyler So could be a possibility, could be a Steeler next year. The next two guys are my two, like, or my 1A and 1B for the later round quarterbacks. You got Milrow, elite athleticism, still needs that accuracy improvement. We saw those issues shown in the combine. Uh, he could be the next Lamar, could also be the next Anthony Richardson, but who knows? Who knows? I think the Steelers could develop him, especially if we bring in that veteran quarterback and he sits a year. I think his development would work well. He has that elite arm strength. It's just the accuracy he really needs to work on. And if that athleticism, we've seen Lamar struggle with accuracy sometimes, but that athleticism kind of bails him out through the regular season. So I could see that for someone like Milrow also. I've also seen projections of him going in the first round to us. I wouldn't take him in the first round. I'd wait to the third round and see if he's still there. And if he's not still there, take this guy, Will Howard. He's built to be a leader. He's been a leader his whole life. He compares to Josh Allen or Big Ben, which is a very nice comparison to have coming out of college. He's a third round or later guy. I think once again, you sit him for a year behind a veteran quarterback, could work wonders for his career and he could blossom into that next franchise face for us. But let's move on to the running back, the partner in the backfield here, as we've had some top prospects visit us over the past couple weeks. These three have all visited us. I'm trying to stick to people that it seems like the Steelers are more interested in, who have visited with us and had good times visiting. The first one, Marion Hampton, big bruising back from North Carolina. He has first round projections and he's led the ACC the past 2 years in rushing. And I've seen rumors. The kind of comparison is like King Henry, the light version. So that's interesting. My thing is, I don't know if I'm really down to take a running back in the first round. Once again, I think this is a very dependent position on the offensive line. Your production is really only gonna happen if the offensive line performs well, and I think a third round guy can have the same amount of production as a first round guy. Let's talk about the next one though. Caleb Johnson. He's kind of built like O'Marion Hampton from Iowa. Big bruiser. Once again, later round though. That's why I'm more interested in someone like Caleb Johnson. He is more of that mold where power back mold that we really need right now. And once again, later round guy, I'm always down to take a running back after the first round. It's just that first round projection for a Marion Hampton really turns me off from him because I just don't like wasting a first round pick on a running back because of how dependent it is. But the last running back I wanted to talk about was Travion Henderson from Ohio State. He was first team All American his freshman year. He also, though, has a little bit of an injury bug his sophomore and junior year, struggled with injury. But last year in that dual-headed backfield with Judkins and Henderson, over 1,000 rush yards for Henderson and 10 TDs. He averaged 7.1 yards a carry, which is absurd production out of him. And he's day two projections for him also. So I'm the two I'm leaning out of the people that visit are Caleb Johnson and Travion Henderson just because they're later round guys, and I don't like taking running backs in the first round. But let's move to the other side of the ball to wrap this up. The run stoppers that we need, or pass rushers that we need. Jamar Stewart, the out of Texas A&M, athletic freak. He had a 10.0 score on his athletic grade in the combine. It's the highest we've seen since 1987. The only person I can predict, I think it was 1986. Lawrence Taylor was drafted, so that's kind of why they're saying since 1987. Now, the production in college for him wasn't there, with only 4.5 sacks in his 3 years. He got pressures, he just couldn't finish off the plays. I think in the Steelers system, we seem to develop pass rushers really well. So I think he could be a next lethal threat in the NFL. I've seen rumors of him going everywhere late in the first round to the Ravens, to other teams like that that need pass rush. I'd be really interested in Shamar Stewart just because of the development. I think that athletic grade at 10.0, when you got an athletic freak, that usually lends itself well to pass rushers in the NFL. So I'm really interested in Shamar Stewart. Let's talk about a big boy in the middle of that defensive line, though. Derek Harmon from Oregon. He's 6'5", 350 pounds, just a massive body in the middle of the field. Once again, probably pick. He's probably picked in the first round right now if we don't have a quarterback that we like. That's the rumors I'm hearing right now. He's a splash play creator on the interior. He gets rushes up the middle. He gets tackles for the losses on run plays. He's just a really all-around good defensive tackle. This could be a great pairing on that defensive front with Cam Hayward. Cam Hayward's usually an inside guy now. I know he's technically our right end, but since we rush our outside linebackers, he seems to line up in that defensive tackle position a little bit more. So I think him and Derek Harmon, just Hayward training Harmon or teaching Harmon the ways of the ropes, I think it could really benefit the Steelers. Derek Harmon seems like he'd be plug and play starter on day one, and I'd really like to see that also. And the last person we'll talk about is Darius Alexander. Steelers have shown a lot of interest in him throughout the whole process. I think they first spoke at the Senior Bowl, him and Mike Tomlin did. In his last two seasons, he had 76 tackles, 13 tackles for a loss, and 7.5 sacks from the middle of that defensive line. He's a defensive tackle also. He's 6'4", 305, more known as a run stuffer. But like I said in the beginning of this episode, that's what the Steelers need right now. We need run stuff. We need people to stop the run because we struggled with that at the end of last year. But let me know in the comments section below which one of these prospects at each position intrigued you the most. This has been Steelers Latest. I've been your host, Cole Denis, and I will see you tomorrow.